Welcome to Jurassic Park. Oh, he's made friends, look! Look at these two! He's horny. He's angry. That's awesome. Hello, and welcome to my playthrough of Jurassic World Evolution 1, a real-time strategy sim game where you get to play as a John Hammond wannabe and take the reins of your very own Jurassic Park. This is the first in the Jurassic World Evolution series, released in 2018. At the time of recording, there's another one sequel already being produced. We'll probably move on to in the future, but for now we're going to be playing through the game's campaign mode of Jurassic World Evolution 1. Like any good actual play series, we'll be starting at the beginning of the campaign, but I have played a little bit of the campaign already before, and just, there's a little bit of talking at the start. Most of the information is voiced, most of the tooltips are kind of voiced, which is lovely, especially when it comes from the ever-enigmatic Jeff Goldblum reprising his role as Ian Malcolm, so we'll have to bear with that for a little bit as we start up. So without further ado, let us go over to Mr. Malcolm himself and get ready to build our very own Jay-rassic Park.
Hello. May I say welcome? My name is Dr. Ian Malcolm. You may have heard of me. Well, correction, you should have heard of me, especially now that you're here. So before you are the islands that you need to manage, if you can. The 5 deaths. Jeez, if only there had been 5.
Good old Jeff Goldblum there.
Okay, this is as good a place as any to begin. Isla Matanceros. It's relatively stable. Yeah, you can get your feet wet here, and you should. Because diving into the deep end of the pool is where the big, angry, hungry things are, and you want to be ready before you try that.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
I'm Cabot Finch, Public Relations and Crisis Management, and I'm here to help you. You'll start by building a Hammond Creation Lab.
Cool, so we're going to follow the tooltips throughout the start of this part of the game.
On an enclosure for you. You should just attach it to the side. But watch out for dinosaurs. Just kidding.
So that's Cabot Finch. He is kind of the main operator, your main handler. There are some sub-handlers we'll meet a bit later on. But we're going to jump through the hoops for now and get ourselves started in this first island. There's a series of islands in the campaign. We're starting off here with a little bit of an already set up camp, and we're going to take away from there. So on the left here, you've got a few different options. All of these are different build functions. So you've got the general map. You've got kind of... Oh, it won't let me go into any of them because we're in tutorial mode. But this one is where you build enclosures. It's flashing at me violently. And this is a John Hammond lab. It brings dinosaurs from the Jurassic era to Jurassic World. It allows you to incubate, modify, and release dinosaurs into the park. So this is the absolute heart of the series. So we're going to start off there, and it's given us a little area we have to put it in. So we're going to pop it in the area that it is suggested. Pop it right there. Pop it in the middle. May as well. Let's do it. Oh, and we get a little animation getting built.
Focus on what you're here to do, which is create dinosaur facilities on the islands we call the 5 deaths. Actually, Las Cinco Muertes, because Spanish is the lingo of choice around here.
Las Cinco Muertes. Great choice of a location for... Oh, here we go.
You'll need to connect it to the pre-existing network of paths and the power grid.
So everything has to be powered and pathed. If it doesn't have a path, it won't work, which is impressive. No one's willing to walk on grass in here. But there is a lesson in Jurassic Park 2 where they say, don't go into the long grass. So maybe that applies to short grass here in Jurassic World as well. So we'll start off with paths down here. So yeah, again, all these options. These are all our path traces. There's a whole different bunch of them. Usually, we only have the trace for one right now because we're in the tutorial still. So it's going to build a little path there. I don't really know what it's $1,000 to build that path. Costs are unusual in this game.
Now comes the real test, incubating a dinosaur. You'll start with a Struthiomimus. Select the creation lab and pick a hatchery bay. There's enough genome data for your first viable dinosaur.
Struthiosaurus, was that? Struthiosaurus? That's a difficult one. What I love about the Hammond Bay is I think it is largely based on where the raptor pen in the first, like the very opening sequence of the first Jurassic Park film, which is this huge bushy like environment covering where the dinosaurs are growing. I remember you see all like the plants flicking about whilst the guy's getting eaten inside. Unfortunately, fell into the pit. But yeah, this is where we're going to build a lot of our dinosaurs. So let's go and build our first one. That's Struthiosaur. So we've got quite a few different hatching bays. I don't know why we'd be batch producing them, but we only need one at the moment. So we'll go to options up here as well. Information about what the operation is. That's quite cool. Upgrade slots. That's interesting. We can do some upgrades in the future, maybe. And we can turn it off. So I guess that would. No power is drawn. Yeah, so we can actually, if we need to save power, we can do. That's quite useful. But we're not doing any of that yet. Let's go to incubate a dinosaur. Ooh, look at this guy. So I do know that you need at least 50% of the genome progress to be able to try and incubate one of these dinosaurs. And the higher the progress, the more likely it is that the dinosaur will be successful. It will successfully be incubated and be able to be released into the game. We already have 44% on Ceratosaurus, Edmontosaurus, and Triceratops. I do love the Triceratops. So none of these are viable yet, but the the Struthiomimus, there we go, is it's 65%, so it is viable at the moment. The little leaf here indicates that it's a herbivore. We've got some stats down here. So attack is 3, which I think is low. I mean, it's only a little dinosaur. Defense is 0. Lifespan is 40. We don't know what that means. There's no real time measure in this, so that's unusual. It's 35 resilience. Viability is 66%, which is unusual because there's a 65%, so I don't know why that is. It's a 7-star dinosaur, and it has basic skin. So here we can modify the genome, so we can make our dinosaurs a little bit more special, a little bit more interesting to the baying public, which is pretty a pretty monstrous element of the game, but it's quite a big part of the game. So we won't be doing that yet. So instead we will be incubating it. It costs $30,000 for this little guy to be incubated. You can only incubate one at a time per hatching bay, so I guess we could do 2 at a time if we did use both hatching bays. And once you've incubated it, I think the cost is gone. So if it fails, you lose the money and the dinosaur, which is a bit of a shame. But so it's better to try and get this as high as you can before this genome progress before incubating. But we're still in tutorial, so let's stop giving you tutorial and carry on with the game.
The machinations of the ambitious, undoing extinction, playing with nature's laws. What can possibly go wrong?
Come on, Doctor. You know we've learned so much and invested even more in our Jurassic operations since the last time.
Yes, Mr. Finch, yes, the last time. There's always a last time. And a next.
There's a little waterfall in the distance there. So, as you can see, whilst these guys are chatting away to us, the progress bar was completing, and now we have successfully incubated a Struthiomimus, and we can release it into the wild. So here we go, here's our first little dinosaur. And he opens the bottom gate for it. Oh, look at it!
Life. It begins. The most precious moment. The result of incalculable actions and reactions, trials and errors, genetic mutations and unknowable combinations, chaos, all leading to a living, breathing, thinking being, an entity, distinct and unique. And now we, you, just manufacture them. So, well done, I guess.
Thank you, Ian. Definitely real thanks there from our good friend Ian Malcolm. So this is our first dinosaur. Look at him go. Got a lot of ostrich energy about him. Oh, I'm having to sit down. Wow, he's immediately tired. Well, there's our first. He's got a big pen, to be fair. He's got a lot of space there to be playing around with. Came for a drink.
The Hammond Foundation has 3 main areas of interest: security, entertainment, and science. I've already nudged the heads of each division to reach out to you personally. They'll offer opportunities and incentives for you to be part of their team. Choose one of their contracts. It'll help you develop your facility.
So these, oh, here we go. These are the 3 that we have to choose from. So when I mentioned earlier about them being a few different options for kind of sub handlers, there's 3 divisions that you can try and work for. This is the first choice. You can choose to work for any of them generally, but this is the first one you choose as the game's teaching you how to do it. What I've seen mentioned in some of the tooltips before, but it's not happened yet, is apparently if you work for too much for one of them, so if you work too much for security, for example, they will then one of the other ones, like science or entertainment, will try and sabotage you, which seems to be a crazy decision. I don't know why that's fun. There's dinosaurs involved here, guys. We know the history of the park, so I don't know why they were going to do that. Security seems maybe a little bit ambitious right now, and I think that science, we would like to profess to be scientists. But what we're here to do is to make a park. And what kind of park would we have without the entertainment division? So we're going to do some work for Isaac Clement, and we'll see what he what he is asking for us to do as we continue to build our Jay-rassic Park.
Hey, I'm Isaac.
Here he is.
I've been hearing good things about you. I'm in charge of the entertainment division here. What good is the world's greatest show if no one sees it? Don't answer. That's rhetorical and painfully obvious. What I'm saying is that we need people in our parks. Fill up our facilities with warm bodies. Numbers bring revenue, excitement, and opportunities.
He's very excited about it. And the objective is to build and connect a expedition center, a construction-powered expedition center. Expedition center will allow you to send out dig teams across the world to search for dinosaur fossils, the first step towards acquiring dino DNA. Excellent stuff. We get $250,000 for having done it, and our entertainment reputation will go up. So I think in the bottom left corner, bottom right corner here, sorry, you can see these 3 are the reputation with each of the factions, I guess you could call them. And then this is your general star rating down here of the park. We are a little tiny. We got one little dinosaur, we got one little part of a star. And this is the cash we've got at the moment. So $250,000 is not a bad reward. We're going to give it a go. And as we connect and build an expedition center.
Contracts can be requested from the division heads inside the control room. Complete these to increase your reputation and gain additional revenue to keep expanding your park.
So one thing that the game hasn't asked me to do yet, which is unusual, is provide food for our little dino friends. So we can come down and click on our dinosaur here. Oh no, we can't because we're doing an objective, so I guess that's why they've not asked us to do it yet. So over here, these are the park facilities, the operations. So there's a bunch of stuff here like Fossil Center, Research Center, Ranger Station, and we are building the Expedition Center, which costs $400,000. So we'll be getting at least a chunk of that back when we do our get our reward for this. So we rotate it however we want to. Is there any space up here to kind of sneak that in over here, maybe? We don't really need this to be anywhere accessible to the public. No, it looks like I don't want to put it on the main entryway, so we'll put it over here. I think this is not a bad space for it over out the way. And you see this little orange radius here? That is a power generator. So as long as within that circle, it will still have power. So we'll build it over here on the edge, and then that way it'll still get power, and it won't be. And I move it so the path is close enough. We should be able. I don't even need to build a path for it. Excellent stuff.
One more thing. Your reputation. Your rep, quote unquote.
There we go. So he's talking about these.
Keep an eye on it, okay? If you have a solid reputation with a division, you're more likely to benefit from them. Financially, I mean. But, like life, it's a balancing act. Each division is vying for your attention, and if they don't get it, they tend to take it personally.
Okay, so that's the first little hint that it's nice that if you increase your reputation, you get benefits from them. I quite like that. You get paid more if you got a good rep with them. But the drawback is that you'll get sabotaged.
The entertainment division is taking notice of your success. As your reputation increases with them, so too does the opportunity to tackle more challenging missions.
Excellent. So yeah, we've got a little bit of reputation now with our with the entertainment division, and we built the expedition center. This little helicopter here will fly off and get us some dinosaurs, I think. Oh, here we go. We've got instant transmission.
Hey, it's Isaac. How you doing? I got some cool stuff you need to be a part of, so I'm putting it out there. Come on and help the winning team. Mine.
So I think this where it's taken over the whole screen with an incoming transmission. This is like a proper mission, not a side mission. And you can tell as well because we're being offered a reward of a million and dino DNA for the Dracorex, which I don't know what that is. So we have to acquire 50% genome for the Ceratosaurus. Hopefully that's right. As it will make a fine addition to our park. So yeah, we'll take on the mission. You can do not right now, and I think they're available later on if you want to go back to them. But that's not a bad mission. We've just built our expedition station, so we're gonna send them out to try and find some Ceratosaurus DNA. Oh, we're already quite along. We must already have some DNA because we're already quite far away along in our progress.
I am all about the show, and with these dinosaurs, we have one unlike any other on the planet. Theme parks rely on drawing people in, and what is more attractive than new dinosaurs? Well, me, of course. Yeah, no, what I'm saying is let's get some fresh dinos in the hopper.
Excellent, thank you, Isaac, for that wonderful bit of information. So let's go over to the expedition and learn about what it does. Our transport rating is low. Yeah, we're not getting many visitors.
Expedition Center will allow you to send dig teams around the world in search of new dino fossils. DNA can be extracted from these fossils, which our scientists can then turn into living, breathing dinosaurs. And that's our true lifeblood.
Yes, so rather than using any of the millions of fossils that have been discovered around the world over the last 100 years or so, we are instead going to be going and getting our own fossils and using that DNA. So the Expedition Center can send dig teams around the world to find new dinosaur fossils. Select the dig sites to start an expedition there with an available dig team. The Expedition Center will display an icon when it's ready to send out a dig team. So when you've got a team ready to go, a little icon will appear. And it'll take us to the world map when we go to the expedition. We only got one team available, so it'll be one dig at a time. And we've so far done 0 digs and 0 fossils. Let's go and change that up, shall we? Here we are on the world map. So, a bunch of locked locations, which requires more expedition centers. You can't build, from what I understand it, you can't build more than one center on each map, which means one on each island. So you can't do these until the game progresses, which is quite smart. I like that. So instead, we need to go and explore all these little orange ones. Where we got to Hyangosaurus. That's the one that we want there, which is the Ceratosaurus. There's a few over here as well. Some more Ceratosaurus, Triceratops, Edmontosaurus, Struthiomimus. Getting used to these names a little bit now. So we're going to send one over to the Ceratosaurus and see if we can get ourselves...
Good! Your first expedition team is out. They'll bring back what they find to the Fossil Center for extraction.
So yeah, they're going to head over to there. They're going to finish 2 minutes remaining, a little progress bar down here. Hopefully they'll bring back enough DNA that we can then make our very own Ceratosaurus. Let's go back to the main menu.
The job is simple, really. Create dinosaurs which attract visitors to your facilities, brings in capital, money, which means you can do more research to build better facilities and create more dinosaurs, and there you go. A circle of life, development and resources, nature and commerce. See? Simple.
Dinosaurs, huh? Get more hints from the help menu. So, we have our little Struthiomimus. Look at him go. Oh, he's having a great time. Oh, is he having a great time? There we go. He is hungry.
I'm Claire Deering, and I've been on these islands before.
Here we go.
On Isla Nublar, I made some mistakes, and I've tried to set them right. I believe in what we're doing, and I believe in these dinosaurs.
Oh. So, our dinosaur is hungry, we realise, and its health is dropping because of it. Because the one thing that we have not provided is a health station. So if we go over to... Now we've got a bit more freedom. We go over to our enclosures, we can build a feeder, which is very, very important. So we're going to build a feeder. I think in the near future, we're probably going to build a viewing station, maybe around here, maybe around here. So we'll try and put the feeder near where the viewing station is going to be. We'll put one over here, I think. So put that there. And that is a ground feeder, which is what we want. So that should be, hopefully, some food for our little buddy. He's not been named yet. There he goes. Oh, he's going for it. He's having himself a little snack. Oh, I can hear the helicopter coming back.
You
Here
should
it comes.
extract genomes from fossils that have been collected inside your fossil center. That will increase the amount of viable data you have to create dinosaurs.
So once the expedition team comes back, you then go over to the dinosaur fossil center, which has this little iconic T-Rex skeleton picture here, and a big picture of DNA on the side, so you can't get it wrong. And this is what you do there.
The fossil center lets you extract DNA from fossils and amber in order to create new dinosaur genomes. Exciting!
It's super exciting. So this is the fossil center. Extract fossils to build genomes for each dinosaur. There's a star rating. The higher star, the more DNA you get out of it. So you're looking for those 4-star dinosaurs, dinosaur fossils. Viable genomes will allow you to create dinosaurs at the Hammond lab. So once we've got enough DNA, we can then make the next dinosaur we want to make. And expedition comes back with extra finds that can be sold for cash. And not all of the... you can't actually sell all of the fossils for cash, but some of them they're basically only for cash. So the expeditions can kind of pay for themselves eventually once you're getting enough of these fossils coming back. So let's see what we've got and what haul we've got. So again, same menu before. There's 6 fossils that we found. Oh no, 8 fossils we found. Sorry. So let's go see what we've got out of them. Here we go. Excellent stuff. Well, we already had some in there by the looks of it as well, which is unusual. So we have found an aquatic mammal fossil which has no DNA present, so we can just sell that for 120,000. Oh,
Got a new contract that would really help out the entertainment division.
new mission.
Shouldn't be a problem for a person of your skills.
Increase a dinosaur genome to at least 60%. Maybe with more viable genomes, we can create some fresh shows for our guests. You know, when an audience is watching one of these dinosaurs, they're like, oh, look at the quality of that DNA. It'll take a while to develop, but it could be worth the effort. We've got a contract if you want it. Yeah, so this is kind of what we're doing anyway. So I wasn't planning on creating a Ceratosaurus, I think it was called, as soon as we get to 50%, because there's a 50% that it will not make it through gene development. So instead, I'm going to try and get it a bit higher before we do that. So we'll definitely take this mission, get an extra 150,000. But as you can see, it will increase our entertainment, but it will decrease security and science. Not all of them will decrease others, or both of them. So you can always decline them, there are other chances, but we're definitely going to give this one a go.
Every day more exciting than the last. That's my motto. So I'm looking forward to lots of new energy around here once you acquire that genome. Even if I don't know what that is.
Yeah, Cabot Finch is a bit of a nightmare. He'll keep cropping up with less than useful information. So this bug in amber, this is a 4-star, so that'll get us a lot of DNA. It costs 40,000 to extract it, or we can sell it for 100,000. But we're definitely extracting, because this is exactly what we want, the Ceratosaurus. So we're going to extract that DNA, and it will begin doing it. It's 40 odd seconds to do that, and you can queue them. So we'll see if we've got any more. You've got another one here. We're going to queue that one for 10,000. So it's only a 2-star. It costs less to extract, and it gives you less genome percentage. And this looks like to be another one of the same one as well, because you can see by the shape of the fossil all the time, you can work out what dinosaur it is. It's another of the same quality, so get one of those. What else have we got here? Edmontosaurus, Triceratops, and 2 for the Struthionosaurus. So we won't do those now. We're going to focus on our Ceratosaurus. But one important thing to note is that here, at the moment, we have a very large single paddock. And the Ceratosaurus, newly viable, is not a...
I don't know what's worse, treating these creatures like grist for the mill or propping them up as curiosities.
Ian Malcolm's not a fan. He's not on board. So if we go into this settings now, we should be able to see that it's hatching bay. The Ceratosaurus is available 56% already, which is actually pretty good. We're going to try and get it to 60, see if we can get this reward down here. A commercial park is the mission. But yeah, very importantly, I think is important to note, that is our little dinosaur down here.
Nice job finishing the genome acquisition contract. Makes you look good. Makes you look very good. Just don't make the rest of us look bad. I'm only kidding, but not really.
Excellent. So our little Struthionosaurus here is a herbivore, and as many of you will likely know, carnivores hunt herbivores most often, which means we're going to need another enclosure because we can't build our we can't build our predators and our herbivores in the same pen because that'll just go nightmare. In fact, each of the creatures does have. If we can find our dinosaur again. There you are, buddy. If we go to the statistics, they have a social bar. So the Struthiosaurus is okay. It's just about okay being on its own. I think it would rather have company because this is its social area. And also it's a population area as well, so depending on how much population you can have in there. If you start to get outside of it, the dinosaurs will start to get antsy. It's good for food and water, it's got 100% comfort, it's in its little idyll here on its own. So we will give it more company down the line, I think, but we're going to need some this is just a snack, isn't it, to one of those Ceratosaurus looks like. So I think we're going to build another enclosure, maybe over here. This looks like a good spot to build another enclosure. So let's give that a go. Let's see how we do this. We'll start off with the fences, I guess. And there's a path here, so we'll just try and build it around this, I guess. So it's got a limit to how far it can go. Kind of stretches of that, so you can use that to make your curves, I guess. It's very straightforward. There's not a lot of. I play things like City Skylines quite a bit, so there's a lot of finite control there of how you can draw these lines. This is very linear. It's very straightforward, but it's not a bad thing. It's quite nice. I'm gonna build a fairly decent sized pen, I think. I feel like animals in general, dinosaurs or otherwise, they need a decent sized pen. So we're gonna make sure it's got enough room. Automatically cutting through the forest, which is quite nice. So it's not making us have to like manually deforest anything. Put that there. Excellent. We have our second pen. We need a gate to be able to get in and out of it. Yeah, there we go. That should do it. And lastly, of course, we need a Hammond Research Center to be able to actually build our new dinosaurs. So, if we go to our enclosures, to the Hammond Research Lab, I don't think we're going to... Oh, maybe we can. We might be able to build it just within range of the power supply, which is quite nice. So we'll do that. We'll build that there. Quite a lot of money, but, oops, it's underway. Whilst that's building... what we can do is we can get some other things on the go. So this is kind of the sequence of the game. So whilst that's underway, we can send out another expedition. I really like Triceratops, so I'm going to see if we can get some Triceratops DNA. I'm going to keep an eye out for... should we increase the Pterosaurus so we know it's going to be decent? No, let's go. Let's mix it. Let's get ourselves a Triceratops. So that's underway. Off they go. In search of more fossils. See you later, guys. And then over here, we're going to make a friend for our Struthiosaurus. So we're going to build another Struthiosaurus. So we'll incubate that. We'll make him a friend. Look at him go. I guess look at her go. I think all the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park are hers. Path not connected. Oh, yes, there we go. Cool. So our second thingy is ready. The game is shouting at me that we are not earning money at the moment, but we'll get there. We'll get there. It's all part of the progress. So here are the other paths we have now. So we have a wide path, a normal path, and a narrow path, and a fancy path. At the moment, I've not really seen much value to any. Oh, it's got a little curve it's doing. That's unusual. Oh, that's quite nice. Didn't know the game did that. So we'll do a little curved path around there. There we go. And now we have a second Hammond Creation Lab. So this is where we can create our Predator dinosaur. So we'll do that in a second or two. We'll see if this little guy is getting on. And then we'll see if we've got any more fossils to work with in the moment. Yeah, let's get this Triceratops on the way, shall we? We want to have Triceratops in the park. We may as well get that ready. They're progressing nicely. Excellent stuff. So it did say as well earlier that if you go into the control room, there are other missions available. So let's see what's available in the control room. So, Isle of Myrtas, that's the next level. Is locked until we get a 3-star rating. Okay, that's cool. Our current income is tiny compared to our expenses, so we need to change that around quite urgently. Your reputation, so you unlock new things at different reputation points. We've got these 3 here. And we have contracts available, so there are no new contracts available. So if I press new contract, what does that do? Nothing. Okay, that's fine. So I can request a new contract, but I think we're fine at the moment. Which is good timing because we have another dinosaur ready to be released. Check it out. Come on, little fella. Here we go. Hey, look at him go. Oh my gosh. He's running too fast for the camera. Oh, he's made friends. Look at these two. How you guys getting on? Oh, we have another mission from a new person.
Head of security.
Yours, theirs, and mine. Welcome to the islands. So here's our basic conundrum. We want to keep our animals under control while simultaneously encouraging instinctive behaviors. Because these animals have potential as combatants. Look, everyone's fear object, myself included, is to have these animals running free and loose in the park. But we can't exploit them globally without taking some chances.
We can't exploit them globally without them taking some chances. That is a questionable mission at best. But its mission's pretty straightforward. Use an expedition to unearth a carnivore fossil. We can do that super easy. That will lower entertainment and science, but it will upwards with security. And we'll give us 125,000. And we're not doing great for money at the moment, so we will take every mission that's being handed out to us, even if it's coming from a slightly dubiously intended source. But yeah, we've got our these little guys. Have a little chat. How you guys doing? Yeah. Yeah, it's alright, yeah. I've been alright so far. Yeah, it's alright. Off to get a snack. Excellent stuff. So, yeah, we'll see if we can get some more. I know, like, I would like to fill this little paddock with a lot of herbivores. We have a little herds going on. That'd be awesome. We did get some fossils back, so let's see what we've got in the fossils area. We have got something that's worth 100,000. Excellent stuff. We will take that 100%, please. Sell that on. And we've got a couple of Triceratops DNA, so let's get that one on the go. And then we'll queue this one as well. It's a 3-star and a 1-star. Hopefully that'll bring us up to get us a viable genome. But in the meantime, all the way back over here in our new area, we have our potential area for our carnivores. Now, first thing I realised as well is there's a lot of trees here. And people are coming here, they're not coming to see trees, they're coming to see dinosaurs. So we're going to see if we can get rid of some of the trees. It's a landscaping. There's a lot of different tools in here. There's water, terrain, forest, and then here we go. Deforest. So I'm going to deforest a bit of these. We don't want to get rid of Terry. Oh, and our Triceratops is available. Excellent stuff. We don't want to get rid of all the trees. We want to give them some shade. But we also want to make sure that, you know, our dinos can be seen. So we'll give them a little bit of a... Another important thing as well, I don't think the games just tell you this very often, is that I mean, I guess they shouldn't really have to, but they need water. Your dinosaurs need water, so you need to dig some water for them if they don't already have access to it. We'll build some water there, and we'll build a little bit more water over here. And then we have a viable park for our Ceratosaurus. So let's incubate a dinosaur, and let us make our very first predator dinosaur. A little picture of the meat carnivore. I'm going to send it out and see how it does. Here we go. Ooh, 500,000. Oof. It's costly. Very slow percentage, so we're going to leave that to do its thing. And meanwhile, it's asking us to get an expedition for a carnivore fossil, so we'll go send our team up to do that. Nice and easy. We have got... I think the Ceratosaurus is the only other carnivore we've got access to. Yeah, let's give that a go. You don't have enough what, sorry? Dig teams. Oh wait, have you already gone? Oh, so so clicking on it doesn't give you more information. Click on use, immediately send to the team. So I guess that's quick, I guess. But it is what it is. So let's see what else we've got going on in our fossils. Anything else to extract? We'll unlock some of this Edmontosaurus. We haven't got that yet, so I'll give that a go. We're sub 1 million now, so we are getting a little bit close to the wire. We also could do with having some research. So let's check
The
out what this
research
space does.
center lets you improve your park in various exciting ways. New buildings, upgrades, and more await.
Excellent. So research allows you to improve and expand multiple aspects of your facilities. And you can research new and improved genes to modify your dinosaurs with. And some items have division reputation requirements that need to be met before they become available. That's what those little locks are we saw before, which that's pretty cool. Let's have a look at what research is available whilst waiting for our dinos to be ready. We can unlock fossils, which is interesting. Items for our enclosures, new buildings, 11 building upgrades available. That's quite a lot. 1 medical treatment, 5 genetic researches. So maybe we'll get into this. Let's have a quick look at what the enclosure. There's quite a lot to unpack yet. You need different ratings of different places to be able to unlock some of these items. Viewing platform sounds cool. I like the idea of some of these. Electrified fence is a. You know what? That's not a smart. I think it's a smart choice. Sorry, that's not a bad idea. We've not had any trouble yet though, so I think we'll be fine for that. Back to research. Buildings. T-shirt shop, clothes shop. There we go. Themed T-shirts, shoes, and backpacks, and more. Another 200,000 game. We don't have the cash for this research yet, but I guess when we have a bit more visitors coming in, we'll be able to do that. Building upgrades. So we've got quite a lot. ACU. That's a containment unit. Oh, okay. So these are the guys who, I guess, are going to be flying around getting hold of dinos. We've got power plant upgrades. Increase the power, reduce the risk of danger. Increase the viability by 10%. That's actually really good. How much is that? 100,000. That might be the first thing we research. That's actually a really good idea. You're not risking as much when you're getting a dinosaur incubated. The rangers. We've not built a ranger station yet, which is probably quite important. And more space to store fossils, which I guess means you might potentially get more ones that you can sell, or more things too. We've got some.
I've reported your success up the chain of command. Well done.
Chain of command has been reported. They're pleased with us. And we have new security patrols.
I've got a new assignment that I think is perfect for your skill set. Give it a once over, then let me know if you're interested.
Okay, Edmontosaurus, 50%, that's not too bad. We get $1 million for that again, and a storm defense station, which is very, very cool. We need to test dinosaur for the security appraisal. Security appraisal? We need to test a dinosaur for security appraisal. Okay. That's interesting, but we'll accept it. Oh, it'll abandon our current mission, so no. So not right now. But that should be a mission we can pick up in the future. That's quite cool. We did get some fossils, so let's see what we got there. Some extra Ceratosaurus DNA. We may as well get that unlocked. And then we're going to see how our current Ceratosaurus is doing. Ooh, 80%. 80%. We're almost there. We've almost got our first little... I'd say little. Our first big dinosaur. And these two, they're actually hanging out like a little pack. That's so cool. We should probably make a little... a full little flock of these guys. That'd be awesome. They're going about their business. Still not a lot in the way of visitors. I don't think. No, the paths are pretty empty. There's no one here. We are just kind of leaking money, I guess. So we'll see. Once this comes through, we'll get $1 million, which will be quite a nice boost. We'll see where we go from there. Almost there with that. Oh, here we go. Finally, fantastic. Here we go. Our first Ceratosaurus. Both doors opening. Oh, look at this guy. He's horny. He's angry. That's awesome.
Happy guest is what we strive to maintain here on the island.
Fantastic.
We do that by making sure their needs are met. In a way, it's kind of like taking care of the dinos, just with more demands and less understanding. Am I right?
Isaac, come on, man. Get a grip. And so that is where we're going to wrap it up for today's visit to Jay-rassic Park. Thank you so much for joining us today. Join us again next time to see how our new sharp-toothed friend gets on in the park. If you've enjoyed the video today, hit the like button on the way out, and if you'd like to see more Jurassic Park or any of my other content, feel free to subscribe and press the little bell for further notifications for when the next video will be released. Thank you so much for joining me again today, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.